The verb to be. It's one of the most confusing verbs in the English language, but it's also the most common verb. It can be used as the main verb, the auxiliary verb. It has irregular conjugations in all forms. It's used in a contraction. And there are hundreds of idioms and countless expressions that use the verb to be. Don't worry, because in this to be masterclass, you'll learn everything you need to know about the verb to be. Welcome back to J-Force English. Of course, I'm Jennifer. Now let's get started. The verb to be can of course be used as the main verb in a sentence. Now don't worry about taking notes because I summarize everything in our free lesson PDF, and at the end of this lesson I'm going to quiz you, so make sure you watch until the end. The verb to be is the main verb. As the main verb, let's review it in the present simple. Now, it has irregular conjugations. I know you're thinking, Jennifer, I know this, but I correct these mistakes with my most advanced students, so pay attention. The conjugations are I am, you, we, they, are, he, she, it, is. I am happy. So we use the verb to be for states and emotions. What about you? I am, right now I am, fill in the adjective, hopefully it's a positive one, and put it in the comments. I am what? Put it in the comments. Practice that verb to be. You are my friend. He is a happy person. She is a doctor. It is raining. We are students. They are tired. Native speakers use the verb to be in the contracted form. You should use it too to sound more natural, especially in spoken English. I'm happy. You're my friend. He's a doctor. She's a doctor. It's raining. We're students. Notice that pronunciation. Where? We're students. They're tired. As the main verb in the past simple, it also has irregular conjugations. The subjects I, he, she, it use was. You, we, they use were. I was there yesterday. He was a great leader. She was at the party. It was a beautiful day. You were late. We were happy. They were in the garden. Let's look at the future simple. The structure is subject, will, be. Now in this case, will is the auxiliary verb and be is the main verb. But the conjugations don't change, so this is a very easy verb tense. I will be there tomorrow. You will be surprised. He will be ready on time. She will be at work. It will be sunny. We will be waiting. They will be happy. Now let's look at the verb to be as the auxiliary verb in the present continuous. I'm reading a book. He's watching TV. They're being helpful. The structure here is subject, and then you need the verb to be in the present simple. So you have those three options depending on the subject. Am, is, and are. And then you need your verb in ing, which is the present participle. Let's review all the conjugation options for the verb to be. In the infinitive, of course, to be. The base verb, be, you get rid of to. Present simple, am, is, are. Past simple, was, were. Present participle, being. Past participle, been. And notice that pronunciation. In American English, it's been. Let's review that last example. They're being helpful. This is the present continuous. So we have our verb to be in the present simple as the auxiliary verb conjugated with the subject, they are, and then we have the present participle. So we have our verb be in the ing form, which is being. They're being helpful. The verb to be is the auxiliary verb in the past continuous. He was watching TV. They were studying for the exam. The structure here is subject, was, were, conjugated with the subject, plus the present participle, your verb in ing. Let's review the future continuous. She will be sleeping at that time. They will be working on the project. This one's easy because you already know how to conjugate the future simple. So you take that subject, will be, and then you add on the present participle, your verb in ing. Let's review the verb been, which is the past participle. And remember that pronunciation. Repeat after me, been, been. This is used in the present perfect tense when be is the main verb. For example, he has been to Paris. They have been friends for years. The structure here is subject, have or has conjugated with the subject, and then the past participle with the verb to be is been. The past perfect tense also uses been when the verb to be is the main verb. She had been in line for hours. So here the structure is subject, had, and then your past participle. So for the verb to be, that's been. The verb to be is also used in the passive voice. Now for the passive voice, this is when the focus is on the recipient rather than the subject of the action. She ate the cake. Is this the passive or the active? This is the active because the subject, she, is doing the action. She ate the cake. Now I want you to change this to the present passive voice. Can you do that? How would you start? She ate the cake. So we take the object, the cake, we use the verb to be, is eaten. The cake is eaten, and then you can include by whom, by her, but that's optional. So you already know your conjugations for the verb to be in the present simple, so of course you need to change them based on the subject. She ate the cake. What's that in the past passive? The cake was eaten because the cake is conjugated as it. It was eaten by her. How about the present perfect passive voice? Can you get this one? The cake has been eaten. And the past perfect? The cake had been eaten. And how about the future passive? The cake will be eaten by her. You should know how to use the present passive and the past passive because they are the most common. So focus on those two. The verb to be is also used in the subjunctive, and native speakers use this specifically in hypothetical, unreal situations. What do you think about this sentence? If I were you, I'd apologize. What do you think? Does it sound strange, unusual? I were, isn't it? I was busy yesterday. In the subjunctive, it always uses were. If I were you, if she were you. All subjects use were. But native speakers don't always follow this rule, and it's very common to hear a native speaker say, if I was you, I'd quit. So don't be surprised, but on a grammar exam, your IELTS, you should definitely say, if I were you, because that is the correct grammatical rule. Now you know all the conjugations you need to know, but remember the verb to be is also used in many expressions and idioms. So I'm going to teach you some common ones, but we're going to do this as a quiz at the same time. To be on cloud nine. This means to be extremely happy or elated. She on cloud nine when she passed her IELTS. Now, how can you complete this sentence in the past simple? She on cloud nine. Put it in the comments. She was on cloud nine. Did you get it? To be in hot water. This means that you're in trouble. They have in hot water lately. Complete the sentence with the present perfect. Do you know what this is? They have, put it in the comments, they have been in hot water lately. Did you get that correct pronunciation? Been. To be in the same boat. This is in the same situation or circumstance as someone else. We in the same boat. Easy, right? Present simple. What's the answer? Put it in the comments. We are in the same boat. This is easy for you. To be on the ball. This means to be alert, competent, well prepared. If he had on the ball, he wouldn't have lost the client. Oh, third conditional. How can you complete the sentence? Put it in the comments. If he had been on the ball. To be under the weather. This means to be sick or unwell. Thankfully, I under the weather last week. Complete the sentence with the past simple negative. Past simple negative. Thankfully, I, put in the comments, thankfully I wasn't under the weather last week. Notice I used that contraction, was not, wasn't. To be out of the woods. This is when you have successfully overcome a difficult situation. We out of the woods yet, doctor? Complete this with a question in the present simple. We out of the woods yet? What's the answer? Are we out of the woods yet? Easy, right? To be a piece of cake. This means to be very easy. This lesson, a piece of cake. This is a question in the past simple. This lesson, a piece of cake. Was this lesson a piece of cake? Now to answer, you can say, yes, it was, or no, it wasn't. So what do you think? Put your answer in the comments. Yes, it was. No, it wasn't. Our last question. How are you doing so far? To be in good company. This is when you're surrounded by people you admire. So in this community, we're in good company. Now, your test question. In good company is a great way to cheer up. You need to complete this with a gerund statement. In good company is a great way to cheer up. What's the answer? As the gerund, it's the verb ing, being. Being in good company is a great way to cheer up. So how did you do with that quiz? Share your score in the comments. Now there are many other confusing verbs like the verb have or get. So do you want me to keep making these classes? If so, put masterclass, masterclass, put masterclass in the comments below. And of course, make sure you like this lesson, share it with your friends, and subscribe so you're notified every time I post a new lesson. And you can get this free speaking guide where I share 6 tips on how to speak English fluently and confidently. You can click here to download it or look for the link in the description. And a lot of students get confused with modal verbs, so I have a full lesson on modal verbs. Watch it right now.